I know your mother is Japanese or something. Probably where you get your looks.
Half of them, yeah.
And your dad is, what, boring? Is that where you get your boring from?
In today's mental health check, have you seen that show? It's called Heated Rivalry. Have you heard about it? Yes. The Canadian romance follows two rival professional hockey players whose on-ice aggression hides a passionate private romance.
The show is getting a lot of praise and drawing major crowds to hockey games and even right outside our offices, Studio 1A. But our next guest says the real-life fandom could eventually turn to an obsession or what can be called a parasocial relationship. Joining us now is clinical psychologist Jennifer Hartstein. Jen, to start, why do we think that this show specifically is having such an effect on people?
I think it's having a really big effect on people because while it is steamy and it's hot and the bodies are gorgeous, there is a really beautiful love story, and you watch this arc, and it really we're connecting to it at a time that the world is hard, and there is a joyful part of it, and it allows us to kind of feel connected to other people, feel connected to our own feelings, really kind of be in it, and there's something really beautiful about that.
Yeah, I think it's resonating a lot with the LGBTQ community
100%.
as well. I mean, look, it's fun to sink into a show and just, stream one after the next, binge it, right? But how do you talk about, like, fandom and cultivating sort of healthy fandom versus unhealthy?
Well, I think we have to think about what is a parasocial relationship, right? And generally, it's media-driven. It's this belief that we really know this person or this character, but it's one-sided. That person does not know us, right? There's no reciprocity there, but we get very engaged and involved in who they are, what they are, and what they can offer us. So that's kind of the thing we have to remember, and becomes obsessive when we forget that.
And you could say it's happening more and more now that we're in the age of influencers, right? There are all these personalities who you can get to know online. How do these parasocial relationships develop? Can they ever be beneficial?
Well, they can be, because they do create a sense of connection, right? Look at Taylor Swift is a really beautiful example of that. Everyone thinks they know Taylor Swift. Nobody's hanging out with her. Most of us are not, right?
Right.
I'm not.
Unless you're Travis Kelce.
None of us here are hanging out with her at the moment. But I think we all think we know her because she's very relatable, and we see her on social media, and she brings to life things that we recognize. And so it does create community, and it creates connection, and it does provide opportunity for me to stop and think about myself in the face of this other person, and then what does that mean about me?
So I guess I want to acknowledge that most of us are probably just obsessed in a good way and having fun with this. But when does it cross over? Like, if somebody in your family is, are there signs that maybe it's not healthy?
There are moments. All of us get a little obsessive on different things, right? We all have that one artist that we just love and will do anything for. But it's a problem when it really interferes with our real life. It interferes with us doing things because maybe that person is going to release something, or we have to be around, or we have to dig deep. And so when it's taking us out of our actual connection and our real life interactions, we have to really beware and maybe have someone to talk to us about it.
And maybe we're listening and say, ooh, that might be me, or it might be someone we know. How can we gently encourage a step back? Because people have things they love, but it's all sort of within a line.
Absolutely. And I think the first thing we want to think about, Zinkley, is how do we step back? How can we shift our focus to what's more in front of us and what's tangible versus this idea of a person or idea of a thing? Can we shift our mindset about it? Can we create some boundaries and set some time limits on how we're using our devices or we're using our time there? And can we be reflective on why is this person so important to me? What is it I love about them? Can I find that outside of them as well?
To end on a positive note, you've already talked a little bit about sort of what it does to have this kind of, this is a global show now. Just quickly, we're running out of time. Just quickly, in one word.
In one word, it's joyful. It's joyful at a time we need that.
We love that. Jen Hartstein, thank you.